Welcome to Racco's Forum. Today we're going to have an interesting discussion about smart city, and I have a number of guests with me, but I want to start with Jennifer to answer the question, what does VIC stands for?
Right. So VIC stands for the Vaughan International Commercialization Center. It was really created to address a major need in our community. We have a lot of incubators, we have a lot of support for the startups, but where we really have gaps is on the commercialization side and helping companies to take technologies, particularly companies that are coming from abroad, to help them bring the technologies that have been successful in their home countries and bring them over to North America. So the center is designed to help with that.
Terrific. And there must be an interesting story. I know I read some article in the newspaper. Can you talk to us about the success stories that we have had in this?
Right. So we have a number of success stories, and really maybe what I'll do is kind of frame it up and allow Raphael to explain, because he's certainly done a great job working with all the companies, and we have over 300 members that have come through so far. Mm-hmm. But we created 3 pilot programs, and number 1 being Test City. So any companies that have a technology, they can come and test it in our city. They can test it either using our infrastructure, or they can test it with some of our partners. And we have partners like CN and PowerStream that are interested in working with us in testing technologies. Mm-hmm. We have a soft landing program as well. So this soft landing program allows companies to come over and have space, collaborative space, and then we have matchmaking. So we matchmake companies with either funding that's necessary or strategic partners.
So all those things right now are under one roof.
Absolutely.
And where is that location, Ralph?
Well, right now, actually, the City of Vaughan, the Economic Development and Culture Services Department is really driving the VIC forward. But we've had a number of successes in the last year or so. We've only launched it. About a year ago now. Mm-hmm. One of the big successes, of course, is opening what we've called the soft landing space, which is the bridge at Lubbovic, the Lubbovic Center.
That's on Bathurst Street.
Correct. It's on Bathurst Street, just north of Rutherford, I believe. Yes. And what we have there is about a 5,000 square foot space that can provide a home to incoming companies. Mm-hmm. When companies come in from Italy, Israel, China, the U.S. They need a place to sit and do some work, right? Mm-hmm. So what we've done is we've been able to partner with the Lubbovic campus and to open a site where they can come in, they can do some work, they can have some quiet time. There's meeting spaces, there's everything from phone services to internet services, etc.
And the facility has also many other amenities, so it's not just an office, but there is sport, and there is restaurants, and there is many other facilities.
Mm-hmm. And the idea is that this is one of our locations, but the concept was to actually identify other locations across the city so that it becomes a network. So any companies, and we have a call out to any businesses that have extra space, it could be a manufacturer that has some additional space that wants to become part of our network, can make that space available to inbound companies.
So that's a message to whoever is watching us. If you got some space and you're interested, contact Jennifer or Raphael, and there would be potential that they can be part to all this, and everybody will benefit from it. Yeah. And tell us more about some of those companies that got already involved into this.
Yeah, well, if I may, we've got a few really interesting companies. One of the first companies that came to us, and I think one of the companies that we're most proud of, is a company called Talav Systems, and they're actually an Italian company that has developed a solution for the visually impaired who are trying to access large buildings. One of the big problems, of course, is if you're visually impaired, you enter a large building and you're not quite sure where to go. You need a guide,
to navigate.
Obviously. Correct. And what they've done is they've developed a system in which they install tiles into the building, unobtrusive. That, paired with a person's smartphone and one more piece of technology, will allow them to navigate the building safely, quickly, efficiently.
And of course, what that means from an economic point of view, it means that many people that couldn't be moving or working properly. Now there is a better opportunity for them, which means it's an economic boost to everyone.
Absolutely.
To the city, to the province, and to themselves, who will be able to be more efficient.
Sure, and one of the big challenges with companies like this too, I mean, they are in Italy, they're established in Italy, but they're not established here. And back to Jennifer's point about Test City, one of the big things that companies coming in need is an opportunity to demonstrate that the technology works.
Tell us about
here.
this, because I read something on the newspaper. I thought it was very interesting. What do they do?
Well, so for example, Talav Systems, if you go to Vaughan City Hall today, we've facilitated the installation of their technology right in Vaughan City Hall.
And they're a great example of actually, they utilize every single program we have to offer. So they are testing their technologies here, and they've been able to have their potential customers come and see it. We've also supported them in matchmaking, looking at financing, but also strategic partners in manufacturing their product here in Vaughan, as well as now they have space in our soft landing site. So they have utilized all of our programs in order to commercialize into North America.
Their product, what is their product specifically?
Specifically, it's a tile that can be either retrofitted onto an existing building, or if you're building from the ground up, you can have this technology integrated into tiles, and it's truly at the heart of it a sensor that can read back to your iPhone and through the cane and speak to you. So, you know, I've always seen it as an incredible technology for either a grocery store or a pharmacy to integrate that in, because if you're low visioned and you're walking down the aisle, how do you know what's on the shelves, right? So I think there's a lot of potential, and they have been successful.
Now, this company is an Italian company, I believe?
Absolutely.
So their production is done in Italy, or are they doing any production here?
Well, that's the positive thing, is that we actually were able to match them through our matchmaking program with a manufacturer. So they're going to be manufactured in Vaughan as well.
Vaughan,
right?
Shortly.
Shortly.
What does do we have other companies which are competing with them that we are aware of? Or?
Not that we're aware of.
So it's
here.
unique.
But
No,
there's
that-
some. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that company, it has a pretty particularly unique offering. So.
And we were lucky enough to attract them.
Well, we were lucky enough, and I think that it also, what the VIC does is it gives us focus. So when we meet with them, they were an inbound delegation that came through. We were able to provide the focus to say, not that specifically, here's the areas we could work with you.
Interesting. Well, and that is what the city has done for a number of years, try to attract this type of investments to the city. So we seem to be able to have done a good investment into that area, and that's wonderful. We are going to have a break shortly, but when we come back, we will be speaking about public and private partnership. So let's go back. We will see you shortly at Racco's Forum. Welcome back to Racco's Forum. And Jennifer, why is it important to have this public-private partnership?
Right. I was in the public sector for part of my career, running a business, and really had some time to reflect back on, economic development and really where the direction that should be going, and realize the importance of not just delivering programs that we think are going to be successful, but really delivering programs that will help businesses and engaging businesses. So from the very beginning, we made sure that we engaged companies and tried to develop the programs in partnership with them. So having co-chairs like Robert Lane and Mark Falbo were absolutely critical, because we weren't going to come to the development of this program already with the answer.
Yeah. Robert, you and Mark have been active in Vaughan for many years.
Yes.
And now, why? Give us your personal reflection on why you have agreed to co-chair this team.
I guess basically Mark and I run big companies, but business in Canada is all about small business. And I think it's time that we give back and we figure out how to do it. And business is so important. Government can't run businesses. Municipalities can't run businesses. It's only we guys that, you know, have to get up every morning and make
Well,
it.
there is a more interest from somebody running his or her own company. There is more interest on maximizing the profit and making the product better.
That's
and so
right.
on, so.
And I think both of us felt that we had been successful and we wanted to give back to what we thought was kind of an exciting part of Canada. And that was really the reason for it. Neither of us have to work. You can recognize that. We work because we want to live. We want to stay ahead.
Yeah.
We're not ready to retire.
Well, there's no question that I know Mark for many years, and yourself, and there's no question that you're doing very well on your own. And of course, if you can share that knowledge and wisdom that both of you have, certainly will be helpful for the younger one. Now, to achieve all that, of course, you need external other partners, other people involved.
Yeah.
Who are the other people involved in this?
Yeah, we have a number of other partners involved. We have over 300 members already that are signed up with Vic, and really they fall into the categories of businesses locally, but also abroad, in Italy, Israel, and China. We also have academia highly involved as well, and that's really important because there's a lot of knowledge and insight that we're able to grab and incorporate within this. And you know, back to having these co-chairs, the importance too is that they see and they do a lot of travel in their business, and they see what's been working and what hasn't been working. And in terms of commercialization centers around the world and incubators around the world, we've been able to identify some business models and approaches, which has helped us to really establish some of these programs.
We've got, it's our friends, and you know, I hate to say, I have no compunction to phone up one of my friends and say, hey, it's time to give back.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing. This country has been good to me as a person. Certainly I've built businesses around the world. But I want people within Vaughan or wherever they are in Canada to recognize that Canada is a great country to live in. And it's time for us to stop thinking that the United States or wherever it else is in the world is different. Come on.
We are better.
We have built major corporations around the world. I built one of the biggest companies called Commodore around the world. It came from Canada.
Yeah. But there's no question we have
It's time for us to stop saying we live under the cloak of anybody else.
We have one of the best educated labor group in the world. Certainly we have the basic to be the best.
That's right.
And there's many young people out there who are watching this show, and I think it's important that we send that strong message that we want you to come in.
Yes.
And I think you, Robert, and Mark, and others.
We need to sit back in the city of Vaughan and say, reach out. I don't know how to solve every one of your problems, but it's time for us to kind of work together. We are a city. It's a great city. It's time for us to help everybody.
So those of you who are watching us, you have an opportunity to call the city, call Jennifer, and let her know that you're interested in what they are doing, so that you can certainly contribute to this success story.
Absolutely.
And which other partners, which other large corporation is it which is involved into this process?
You know what's been really amazing is that every company that we've gone to in Vaughan to really engage them and be part of it, PowerStream, SIA, and even Canada's Wonderland have all come on
Smart
and said,
Yeah.
you know, that they're willing to get involved. And that's a great point, is that in terms of the smart city, the companies that we're trying to attract are all companies that are focused on offering smart city technologies. So at the same time that we're building and growing this Vaughan International Commercialization Center, which I have to say I give a lot of credit to council, mayor and council, to be able to give us this. It's almost an entrepreneurial initiative. Where the city itself is also looking at evolving into a smart city. So we're able to align our interests in attracting companies that target and support the smart cities, while at the same time becoming smart ourselves.
And now there is, we seem to have been getting a number of smaller companies which are in that industry, in the new technology. Is that the case, or it's just my perception? Are we getting lots of new companies coming to Vaughan to develop this new technology?
We absolutely are, and on a monthly basis we're getting new companies that we're working with. In fact, we just signed an MOU with Drone Delivery Canada. They're going to be testing drone delivery and really working with the city to help establish standards across Canada for this new service. So
we are going to be back, and when we are going to ask the question of the future of Vic. Welcome to Racco's Forum. Jennifer, what is the future of Vic?
So the future is really bright. At the end of this year, actually, instead of us going out on a trade mission, we're really taking a look at trying to do an inbound mission this time. This will allow us to be able to open it up to all of the businesses in Vaughan and be more focused at the same time. So in October, at the end of October, we're going to be partnering with Think Canada, and the VIC is going to do an international business summit. The first 2 days are going to be in Niagara Falls, and the final day is going to be in Vaughan. So we're going to have international delegates from all over the world coming, seeing our city, being able to have a tour, but then also having, more importantly, business-to-business meetings and matching companies.
Wonderful. So there is more than one municipality working together to attract from all over the world investor, new technology, new products. And so, and the objective of all that is?
The objective is to, number one, raise the profile of Vaughan and the VIC. So that's going to be a key component throughout the entire program. But also to attract businesses to locate here, and also to help our companies with identifying opportunities for partnership and going abroad as well and exporting more. Which,
one thing you should keep in mind is that the community will be very happy because instead of going outside and spending some money, in fact, we are attracting people to come to our municipality and spend money in our municipality. So it certainly looks like a plus economic benefit to the municipality. But at the same time, we will, in the Vaughan case, not only we will be able to show our new technology, our new investors, but we have an incredible city with incredible facility. You mentioned Canada's Wonderland minutes ago, very good attraction from a touristic point of view. So are you going to keep that in mind and do something like that too?
Absolutely. It actually ends on a Friday, and we're going to encourage them to stay for the weekend. They can ride the Leviathan and have a great weekend and put a package together for them.
And we have the Michael collection in Kleinberg. We got Canada's Wonderland, as we said, but we also have an incredible number of restaurants and golf courses that I know people that travel tend to be attracted to those things. So hopefully there will be a complete package doing all that. Now, any other city in addition to Vaughan and Niagara Falls involved into that?
Right, so there's 10 cities in total.
10,
we are the only one in York Region that is participating. I think all of that will be released shortly. But it's important to mention, too, that it's not going to be just this event, that we're going to do a lot of work prior to and trying to do some matchmaking in advance. And I think that's the lesson.
Well, we have to remember that it isn't just a small one municipality. We are Canadians first. Then we're in Ontario, and then we've got businesses, and no one business runs across the thing. We've got some great attractions. Everybody wants to see Niagara Falls.
True.
Everybody wants to see Wonderland.
So
That's the kind of mix we've got. We've got one here, we've got one there. Maybe they want to go to the island in Toronto. I don't know at this point in time, but we've got to start and work together because it all works together in the ultimate time.
Yeah.
We've got great industries in Vaughan. I want them to, we've got to tell them about what the program's all about. We've got an education job ahead of us. And that's up to Mark and I and the mayor and, my friend Walker up at Magna, and come on, we've got some great businesses here.
Well, there's no question. For years, we have been having a discussion about the Greater Toronto Area, how we can work together to attract investments.
Right.
Interestingly enough, the Chinese are still looking for markets where to put their money,
Absolutely.
and also for location to spend some vacation.
Right.
Wonder how that would be efficient to try to attract that market, considering that they are good in manufacturing, but when it comes to coming to new technology, I think Canada can certainly offer something extra.
Absolutely, and so that's why this program is so valuable in supporting them. But it's really going to be multiple countries that we're looking at bringing them in and having them be part of this initiative, but also reaching out to, based on all of our past delegations
That's right.
traveling to those countries, reaching out to those people again and touching
come
base.
back.
The follow-up is very, very important. And so now we can say, we've seen your beautiful city, come and see ours. And it helps to build the relationship and hopefully close some deals.
And so we need everybody to participate. We need lots of people
Hey, look
out there.
this is about to become our 150th anniversary. Come on, we're Canadians. I wasn't born in this country. I came here as a refugee from France, but you took me in. And I'm proud of
Canada
this country.
took you in.
Canada took me in,
Yes.
all right? I'm proud of this country. It's our turn to get our executives, our business leaders, to get out there and talk about how great we are. And we are great.
Well, Vaughan, Ontario, Canada can become the smart city, province, country of this world.
Absolutely.
What we need is participation from the community, those who can provide
That's
some
right.
leadership.
That's right.
So-
So I say give back.
Yeah.
It's time for my friends and my executives and the guys that I know in my world. Come on, let's get together.
And they can participate on the Friday,
Yeah.
on the 21st.
But the young one, by participating, they're going to do for themselves.
It's a win-win.
Those of you who have already received and have lots can give back. But those new grads, people with new inventions, with new technology, they can
We can
really
help them.
Yeah, you can help them
We can help
prosper,
them.
do better.
But we need to know what they need.
Exactly.
We need them. We need them not to be frightened to make the call.
So the message is very clear. They're asking you to participate and to provide or give to the city, to the province, to the country, what you got. The only thing that needs to be done is you contacting the city of Vaughan, Jennifer, and provide your information so that they can update you. They can let you know when things are happening this October in particular, and together we might be able to do something special. We got the potential. Let's do it together.
It's not might we be able to
we will.
do it. We will make it happen.
And with that in mind, we thank you for listening to us, and thank you for listening to Racco's Forum, and thank you to my guests, Robert and Jennifer,
Thank you.
and of course, Raphael before. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Wayne.
Appreciate it.